As we'll see the good luck have funds come out. And what are we expecting to see banned out of here from Mantis?
Honestly, I'm just expecting the pretty standard meta bans. It'll be Lion, it'll be Glaz, it'll be maybe Blackbeard or something. It's, oh, Monty. Okay, that's different. Yep. So, you know, I'm a bit surprised.
That is very different indeed. And, you know, this to me says that they have done their research. They are aware of, obviously, something we're not, of the coastline strats. So Monty being taken out, he is, of course, a very powerful operator in his own right.
Yeah, and then, of course, the Lion. Look how quickly these bans are coming through here from Mantis. Lion straight into Mirror.
Yeah, both teams are ready. The Mirror ban, very, very meta. The Lion ban, very, very meta.
So what we reckon now, Echo, Maestro, you know, that's pretty much what we see in most games that are played these days, isn't it?
Yep, for Coastline here, I expect to see maybe an Echo. You can see Xavier taking their time on this one, not as certain as what they were on their attacking ban. And Echo will be something I wouldn't be too surprised to see taken out, particularly with the rise of Echo, with the rise of the downstairs bomb sites.
Yeah, for sure. And Xavier taking the whole time there, and it's going to be a pulse. So this on Coastline does make sense because we do see a lot of play through the floor, especially on what most teams, you know, previously would take as the primary bomb site, being the theater and penthouse. Yeah, but like that's really fallen out of favor. So I don't know if this is a bit of a strange ban here from Xavier.
Yeah, it certainly is, but you can see Mantis really quick with their operator selections and not even a site selection coming out of Xavier in the first 10 seconds. And it looks like they're hovering penthouse.
Yeah, they've only got 3 seconds to lock in their operators. Here we go, they come in at the last second. Frost is going to be revealed in the reveal phase, but then into the 6th pick phase, we're going to see anyone changed out. I'd say the Frost is going to get changed out. Yeah, there we go.
And, hiding a Capitao. Neilio swapping Ash out for Capitao. And Producer Boom going to be playing that Clash. Penthouse Theater, she's very powerful on this bomb site.
Yeah, she's very powerful on most bomb sites, I feel like. A lot of teams like to use her a bit as a roaming mirror, like especially as a roaming drone that just can't be shot from the front. Like it is very powerful and hard to contest with in some situations.
It certainly is, and it doesn't look like anything too crazy coming out of their setup. It'd be interesting to see how well this Xavier side does. I think to begin with, we're just going to see them test the water. We're not going to see anything too crazy from them until towards the end. I think as this game goes on, we might see more and more things being revealed by from Xavier's hand.
Yeah, they just completely lock down that A bomb site. Every single wall into it is getting reinforced.
10 seconds left.
Even one facing into the B bomb site, but not one on the east side of it.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, very interesting. And
Camera feed up and running.
Hall of Fame going to be cammed out, but nothing sitting in VIP, which is very interesting to me. VIP obviously a very big point of contention, but we'll have to see how Mantis is planning on attacking this.
Yeah, I'm really liking the pick of Capitao. I really think his utility isn't as used as much or to its full potential across most of the scene. Like I feel he has a lot of untapped potential.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think he can definitely be utilized a bit stronger, or a little bit better, should I say. And his smokes in particular are just so powerful. People just often forget about them. They always think about the asphyxiation bolts and not the smoke bolts.
See, I'm more in love with the way that those asphyxiation bolts can be used to great effect and great synergy when you are executing on a bomb site.
Yeah, it certainly can. You can use them with great synergy, particularly with, you know, Glaz being so popular at the moment as well. Capitao works really well in conjunction with Glaz.
Sweet Black's found his way in downstairs and sussing out all the gadgets up above.
Oh, that's a Yokai. He's noticed it, and he's finally managed to pick it out. So one of the Yokai drones being taken out already. That's really strong here for Mantis.
Yeah, I'm a bit interested in the Maverick pick as well. Like, what exactly are they planning on using it for, Mantis?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe to pop open VIP wall if they think it's going to be bandited, or they can use it on this south side wall.
It's been a very slow round so far, hasn't it? With no real action coming out. There was almost an engagement before the Yokai is going to convince MV Taylor he doesn't want to waltz up those stairs just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams just sort of, you know, taking it slow, taking it by the bit. You know, they just want to feel each other out. Mantis in particular, I feel like for such an aggressive team, they don't know what they're coming up against with Xavier here. So they're just being so cautious because they honestly don't know what they're versing. As Nilio gets downed, Hetty gets drunked off the Yokai, and MV Taylor just missing the Echo Drone. He was looking at it for a little bit. He's going to pop up. He's going to see Clash, and he's going to get tagged out a little bit as the Yokai drone goes for its second shot. With only 45 seconds, though, this Clash has stopped a lot of push potential.
Yeah, she's going to back off out of there, push back by the Capital, and that is a lot of damage indeed. MV Taylor just missing the shots, but Healthcare is going to find Nilio. So that's the Capital in the grave. He can't use the rest of that utility, but the bomb site is getting open back on up, and that Clash is pushing back for a vengeance. Ooh, that's a shot through the holes as well. We're going to see Sweet Black, Producer Boom, Red Sun, and Producer Boom find frags, leaving it all up to Oni-chan here. He's going to push up the stairs, sees the Clash without a shield in front of her face, gets the melee, but then he's going to go down to Hajime, and that is the first round going to Xavier.
Yep, that was a brilliant explosive round out of Xavier there. As soon as you know, Mantis were put on the pressure to have to being forced to attack, Xavier unleashed everything. You saw flanks come out left, right, and center. They managed to get their picks, and they managed to move forward.
For me, it was just a strange round for Mantis, right? What they do, they crouch walked in downstairs. They didn't really do anything and tried to push up the stairwell and were just stopped by a Clash and an Echo, and no one seemed to do anything about it.
Yeah,
it was very one-dimensional.
It was, wasn't it? They really didn't have anyone forcing on a flank or anything like that, which, as you said, is exceptionally unusual for Mantis' playstyle. Usually very aggressive, looking to take fights, looking to find picks, but sort of just slowly peeked it out. And ooh, no hard breach at all coming out of Mantis' side.
Well, Maverick's technically a hard breacher.
That is true.
But he's not going to open much of a big hole for your whole team to fit through, is he?
No.
But when you're attacking the hookah, lounge, and billiards room, there's not really too much or anything really you want a hard breach there, is there?
Well, there's not. Well, realistically, anything outside of Penthouse, there's not really an awful lot to open. You can argue kitchen, you can open the walls on the side of the bomb site, but I honestly don't think that hard breach becomes 100% necessary when you're talking about the other three bomb sites.
Yeah, definitely. But we are seeing Xavier go for some very meta bomb site picks, aren't we? We saw them go for Penthouse Theatre first, and they're going for hookah and billiards. Like, I suppose by meta, I mean like ranked meta and like previous pro meta, but the current pro meta we see is a lot downstairs. But they're making it work up top, aren't they, after that first round? They looked really good, or Mantis looked really bad.
Yeah, well, I think we can put that down to Mantis didn't perform in their usual way for that first round. So as they become more and more comfortable, I think Mantis will get a bit more into it and more into their normal play style. But Xavier did play that very well. I don't think we can take anything away from them there. But I do agree with you. Very behind the meta sort of picks here. It's like very old school picks here.
Yeah, definitely. As we're 30 seconds on into the round, droning is going to be coming on out, and it looks like it's going to be an east side push here from Mantis. They're going to jump on into Penthouse and just start pushing their way across to put pressure onto the bomb site. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Oni-chan outside on the ruins putting pressure on down from there, as that's where he spawned over by. Sounds like he is up there opening up the windows and such.
Yeah, and, you know, we're seeing Mantis now push in through the theatre. They're going to take control of the east side and push their way over. I'm actually really surprised we're not seeing anyone out on the balcony just yet. It looks like Oni-chan may be rotating there later on in the map, but for now, no one putting pressure from the balcony, or onto hookah at all. It just seems like it's all going to be from this east side.
Well, they have Oni-chan on the ruins, so you can still see in from the windows there. It's just not as exposed, but then again, you can do less damage to less angles.
Correct. So it's all about that little bit of a trade-off, and at the moment, I don't think it's really doing much for him. Oni-chan, I don't believe he's done so much from over there, and a very slow round coming out of Mantis still.
I think they're expecting some of the Xavier players to be exposing themselves and taking these fights, but Xavier, they're playing very passive and they're not taking anything they're not forced into, and that's the strength of these defenders here. They can use their utility to their advantage.
They certainly can, and like Collis is being put under a lot of pressure right now. Drones coming out everywhere. I do believe that's the third drone that he's had to take out. And Nilio looks like he's going to come in from one side, and he's got one in the hallway as well. Like Collis lands the headshot onto Nilio. That's one being taken off the board, and you see I think it's Hetty out in there, just back off a little bit. These flashbangs come through. Sweet Black's going to take out Producer Boom with a Claymore. Producer Boom getting a little bit too aggressive on the side.
Yeah, you really feel like there had to be a double peak there. Nilio can't be taking that fight solo, and he's just gone down to Lycolis. Here we go. Now we've got one on the balcony, but Hajime is going to find one. Red Sun as well, put into a 2-on-4 with Envy Taylor suddenly the only one left as Healthcare gets himself that frag, and Hajime to finish things off. Xavier Esports, 2 rounds in a row. Is this how they announce their presence on the world stage?
I think it is. They have so far dismantled Mantis. That was not even close.
Dismantis? I don't know.
Dismantis them, hey? But no, it's
close. A stretch for a pun, but it's still close.
The dad jokes coming out thick and fast. But no, it seems like Xavier, they want to say to the world, hey, look at us. We're here to make APAC great.
And the style they're playing is very passive. Like, even their operator picks, they're like putting them in last second as if they're making it up on the fly almost. I'm sure they aren't, of course, but it feels like a very strange game so far, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and it's a very passive game from Mantis. I think you touched on it in the first round. It's very one-dimensional from Mantis. There's not a lot of mid-round adaptation from Mantis. They're coming up against stiff resistance, and they're sort of blowing everything and they're just running into a brick wall. They need to... If they're finding a brick wall that they can't get through, Mantis need to adapt and they need to change their tactics mid-round. They need to come up with something they can do.
The thing is, they're not finding any picks, which is what I think they're playing for. Like we saw them last round, they just sat down holding angles for a bit, waiting for some defenders to expose themselves. But looks like Xavier are too well drilled to be doing stuff like that. And, you know, suddenly Mantis have to try and push on him when, you know, they're just not ready for it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to, you know, fall victim to any baits out of Mantis. And
5 seconds to insertion.
I want to see Mantis play a bit more of an aggressive play style early on. Them sitting back holding their angles doesn't seem to be working for them. Maybe they need to get in the face of Xavier and make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, is it, Amphley? They need to really get up and say, you know, we guys are some of the strongest teams in APAC. You guys can't be telling us that.
Yeah, it's certainly been a statement from Xavier so far. But Envy Taylor now made his way onto the roof. They are attacking the bars, so Blue Bar, Sunrise Bar. And this is traditionally what we're seeing as the first site these days. Yeah,
first choice or second choice. Like, I really feel like Kitchen and Blue Bar are probably about the same strength.
And I do believe we're going to have to see Mantis take control of the top floor. They're running an Ash. They're not really running anything that can break the floor besides Zofia and Ash. Like, no buff, no sledge, so they're missing large-scale destruction of the floor. So this top-down take is going to be slightly ineffective, or reduced effectiveness, should I say.
What's surprising to me is that we're seeing so much Org run today. Sweet Black's got the Org on the IQ. We saw it earlier as well. I can't quite remember who was ringing. I think it might have been one of Aerowolf.
It's certainly a rifle that has risen in popularity within APAC. We saw it in the ANZ scene get picked up a fair chunk, and I think that hasn't been isolated within the sub-region of Australia and New Zealand. It's sort of the APAC as a whole has sort of picked up the Org.
We're seeing a very similar round now, right? Mantis are taking all this free real estate and no one there to contest with them, but they're taking so long to do it, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's one of the things about this map is you can't safely take the whole map and push the defenders back into the objective like you can most maps. This map has so many ways that defenders can get around, get flanks and all this sort of stuff that you sort of have to move in as a unit, just sort of watching all your flanks. It's one of those maps that, oh, wow. Like Hollis, landing that headshot on Anelio, that's going to be an Ash that's going to have to sit down. And Sweet Black now, he's got another one on his flank as well. He just wasn't aware of it.
How did Lycolis land that shot? He did not look ready for that. We saw Nilio miss his shots and he was punished for it. It's 45 seconds. We're going to see Sweet Black take that exact same fight, go low for it. He's going to win it eventually, but we do have Producer Boom here on the flank.
Yep, he is playing Clash, doesn't have his shield out, but he is going to miss, takes a ton of damage, but Envy Taylor gets taken down really well. Producer Boom going to take out Hetty, finally landing that headshot, but he's had to back up even more. He's got another one on his flank, but his shield's out at this point.
25 seconds, they need to go.
Yep, they are running out of time, and they are slowly pushing on the side. Envy Taylor finds a Red Sun in that. Producer Boom slowly pushing his way in. That's it, he's found MV Taylor. Sweet Black takes out Hamaji though, and he is going to be pushing down. Producer Boom takes out Sweet Black in reply though. Oni-chan now in 1v2. He doesn't have Diffuser, he doesn't have Sight, he doesn't have Time Monkey, and that is going to be round going over to Xavier again.
Well, this is not the Mantis we expected. You know, we were saying if the Xavier that, you know, we've seen in the domestic season show up, this is going to be a barn burner. But it seems like Xavier are bossing Mantis right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, if the Xavier that was in their domestic league turns up to the finals, then it seems like the rest of APAC's in trouble.
Yeah, they're definitely putting them on notice, aren't they? As now they're going for the 4th bomb site. They are doing the full, yeah, around the world. And, you know, it's funny because we do have coastline shaped kind of like a donut. It's got a hole in the middle.
But, oh, is that, no, okay. I was getting excited for the Cav pick then, but no, Producer Boom just trolling us. Going to be sitting in with that Valkyrie. You have to presume that, no, it is going to be Cav. Ooh.
The double troll, the fake out, the fade away.
Yeah, but they're not even faking out Mantis there. They're
faking you out.
Yeah, they're faking us and the audience out. You know, they're faking the people watching at home out.
Putting on a show, aren't they?
Yep. Xavier, they're the full package right now, aren't they? Stage presence and everything. So, around the world, Kitchen, arguably the strongest bomb site at the moment in the current meta. And a Caviera, that's going to be interesting. We're going to have to really watch that.
Sure. I don't know. Do you reckon we're going to see an interrogation?
No.
Like, I really feel like Mantis have been playing pretty solid. Or shotgun too.
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, well, you normally take the shotgun on Caviera because you use it for destruction and hatches. Right? So her pistol is accurate and a decent shot. The iron sight's not bad on it. You can use it at long range. If you're comfortable with the single shot aspect of it, why not take the shotgun?
Yeah, and the SMG is honestly pretty trash, especially at range.
Yeah, you
doesn't
have
do
to
much
take
damage and a slow fire rate.
Yeah, you have to take the extended barrel as well on it. Like, you have to, or else you're not, as you said, you're not doing damage. So I really don't think that's as much as a surprise as what it should be. But
I believe, yeah, Producer Boom has been droned out, however, so they're going to be aware of the presence of the Caviera. And also they know his position.
Yeah, but Silent stepping around, and we actually haven't seen any Jackal yet so far. Come to think of counters for Caviera.
Thought Producer Boom had perfectly dodged that drone, but he decides to peek around and shoot it.
Yeah, it wasn't actually looking at him, it was facing the other direction, so they're not 100% sure where he is. They would have a rough idea, they'd know where the shot came from, but they'd have a rough idea at where it was.
Producer Boom getting a bit surprised at the open window here in Blue Bar, but he's going to make his way. Thought he was going back to site. Yes, he is indeed. So he's put the fear of the Caviera in them.
Yeah, Neilio on the stairs. He could potentially be the first point of contact here. And he's going to be pushing in now. And that is a fight with Red Sun. But no, here comes an interrogation from Producer Boom as MV Taylor takes out Lycolis as well. The interrogation comes out. We could see a slew of kills here. Producer Boom gets himself a second. Sweet Black, finds Healthcare OG. Producer Boom finding no one on the run out. Hetty's found Red Sun as well. And the aggression backfired massively.
Well, you know, normally you say interrogation, GG, good round, but that's a bit of an opposite there. It's, wow.
Yep, that aggression that came out of Xavier just there backfired massively for them. Mantis coming out strong, making sure they're watching their windows, watching their runouts, and punishing Xavier for, you know, just the go coming out. But Producer Boom, he's back on the flank. There's one on his right. He's heard him. I think he knows he's there. And Hajime has no idea, but here comes Producer Boom. He's coming out, and he's managed to get it. This is going to be his second interrogation.
It's just him, though.
As MV Taylor picked up Hajime, but
they know exactly where he is as well.
Yep. MV Taylor through the door. Mantis pick up their first round.
Can you imagine that? 2 interrogations and you lose the round.
Yeah, that's not something you hear very often at all.
And the 2 kills that round for Xavier were the 2 interrogations.
Yeah, so Producer Boom doing a bit of work on that Caviera. Unfortunately, the aggression from it just didn't pay off.
You really feel like it was...
The high risk, high reward paid off, but then the bonus to that reward failed miserably.
It was a fool's gold, wasn't it?
Yes, it really was. A great way to put it.
Well, that is the first round over to Mantis. Well, the first round for Mantis, I should say. So they finally post one. Looking a lot better that round, right? Like they just won gunfights, and that time it was Xavier peeking them because they felt like they had the advantage to peek them, didn't they? Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, maybe you can see there that the team's just... Mantis has to play a bit more aggressive, I feel like. It worked out for them. Caveira again, though. And kitchen bomb site again. Yeah, they're being stubborn on this kitchen bomb site. You know, the penthouse opened back up again. They looked extremely dominant on it. They could potentially go back up there, but choose to stay in kitchen. Maybe to make a statement? I'm not quite sure, actually. Maybe it's Xavier just saying, well, they're not going to expect us to go back here, so let's try it again, boys. Yeah, potentially. You know, if you can get a psych out on your opponent, not that it really changes much. The lineup for Mantis has been incredibly stable. Only one or two operators changing out from round to round. So I think Mantis are going to be prepared to attack any bomb site here. Yeah, it's also a map that we haven't seen too much from Mantis on the international level at all. Like, I don't think they've really played Coastline too much. No, I don't think they have either. And this is Xavier's pick, and you can tell they're a lot more comfortable on it than Mantis at this point. But Mantis, they're not going down without a fight just yet. And the final round in the half, are you going for the ranked scoreline or the casual scoreline? I'm gonna say 3-2. I reckon Mantis are gonna, you know, wake up and say, wait a minute, boys, we've got a game on our hands. We need to get stuck into it. Yeah, maybe they do need a little bit to warm up. You can see the drones coming out here. They know exactly where like Collis is, but you know, we saw him get droned out. We saw him get droned out a couple of rounds ago, very, very heavily, and nothing came of it. He just dismantled them as they pushed him one by one. Are Mantis playing too solo at this point? Potentially they are. We're seeing them, you know, we're not seeing them push. We're not seeing timed pushes out of them. We're not seeing them push, you know, together by twos or by threes. We're seeing an individual push, a drone out, an individual push, a drone out, an individual push, and it's. I think they need to step up their teamwork. They need to step up their, you know, their duo pushes with a drone. And like Collis is going to find the first one. There's MV Taylor being taken off the board. No more Maverick. He has been lethal with this Jaeger, hasn't he? Oh yeah, he has. And that was a extended barrel too. Yeah, he's run it every single round so far. It's something he seems to very much enjoy. Well, if it works, you can't really fault him for it, can you? Well, once again, say you take the man advantage. A dumb idea that works is not a dumb idea. Sure. Like Flea wisdom, guys. Flea wisdom. Like, it's hard to argue with it. Yeah, like, at the end of the day, if it's working for you, you know, why would you change it? So, of course. Producer Boom still looks undiscovered upstairs. Where was he? I believe he's in VIP. Yeah, and Nelio has been downed. Bob, they are in bomb site here. Yep, Oni-chan is going to find Hajime, and he's going to say, I'm not even going to bother reviving right now, as Oni-chan with the pistol as well for Red Sun to find his own double. Putting that man advantage back, but not for long, as Red Sun has been downed. It's going to get finished off as Oni-chan at second with his pistol, leaving it all up to Lycolis. Yeah, Sweet Black did find Red Sun at the end there, but Red Sun did stop the plant. That was the important thing in amongst all that. He did manage to stop the plant going down. But now, like, Collis needs to push his way in. He needs to stop the plant, but he's going to walk straight into Sweet Black. And Mantis take it, end the half 3-2, as Xavier now loses 2 in a row. What a strange round. Yes. That was a very strange round. I don't really think that Xavier expected that. There was no roam clear at all. They just sort of pushed straight onto site. They just ignored the Caveira upstairs. They ignored all the roamers upstairs and just took control of site. Yeah, they just, you know, they hung out outside the blue bar with firing in, looking like they wanted to push in from there. And then next thing you know, they're in the delivery bomb site and they're planning. Yeah, and it's something that Xavier obviously wasn't expected. Mantis has obviously, every single round, have gone for that roam clear, have gone for that slow push, take control of the map, you know, clear out the roamers so they know their rear is safe, and then push onto site. And I think Xavier got caught out with that because they tried to adapt their strategy to, adapt to that, having multiple people off site, but when Mantis pushed in, it just took them out. Yeah, no 6th pick coming out from Mantis, but we are going to see the Ying of Producer Boom changed over to the Jackal.
Yeah, Jackal is something we didn't see Xavier run, Mantis run once on their attack. And both an Alibi and a Vigil coming out of Mantis here.
Yeah, and we do see the more meta bomb site getting picked here of Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar.
Interestingly, no Echo. Normally you'd want an ACOG on this site, and an Echo can be very powerful on this site as well. And because there is a lot of long-range gunfights that you tend to take on this site. So, yeah, I'm interested that there's no ACOG, there's no Echo.
Yeah, but take a look at the lineup for Mantis, right? They've got 4 very strong roamers and Legion.
Yeah, and that's it. So, but Legion can be quite an effective roamer as well if he decides to use his Goon Mines for that, but it looks like they are going to be used on site.
Is this the aggression we're going to see? 4-3 speeds? We're going to see runouts galore?
I don't think we will. Maybe later on in the series when Mantis feel a bit more comfortable with Xavier's playstyle. But having that Jackal, it's going to be very easy for Xavier to find some of these roamers out of Mantis.
Yeah, definitely. This is probably the kind of operator you want to Kavira against. We're going to see some electronics taken down there by Hajime.
Yeah, using that cassette threat to its full advantage. But it's a weird name change. But Red Sun made his way into kitchen, and you know he's got the barricade door up, so he knows he's relatively safe. Lycola's upstairs as well, VIP lounge. Slowly going to be pushing his way out, and time is whittled down for Xavier here. A lot of utility being used not to get into the bomb site.
Yeah, they have spent a minute, and it really seems like, you know, they've just gained some default ground. I believe we did have someone in the kitchen. So that is close to the bomb site. It's a very strange push from the east. Like, surely they're going to have some people approaching from outside, as well as the wallbang attempts from the Blackbeard are coming out. Nothing quite landing, though.
Yeah, trying to find some free kills, but not going to happen.
Well,
Hajime
pushing in. He's not fooled by the Alibi, but he is hit by the Grujmont instead.
Yeah, going to wait until the concussion effect wears off. Going to push his way in. If they droned out, he would be able to get a wallbang. He does see the shots coming out. Healthcare OG going to find the head of Neilio. He's going to pop that off. And that's that Ella taken off. Hajime does find Sweet Black on the flank as well. Envy Taylor trades him straight back, though. Now we're left in a 3-4.
Yeah, Mantis losing the man advantage once again, but they have ripped it right back. Hetty finding Red Sun and Producer Boom, you know, to just say, no, that's ours. Back again, 3-on-2.
Certainly is, and ADS going down really, really late as Oni-chan finds the head of Lycolis but gets traded straight back by Healthcare. So now it is all up to Envy Taylor here on Mantis' side in a 1v2. He's got a Blackbeard to contend with, who is in kitchen, going to be holding that long flank. And actually, the Blackbeard has the diffuser, sorry.
Yeah, Producer Boom is the one that's in kitchen. He's in a great position to stop Envy Taylor from approaching the bomb site, but I think Envy Taylor might have an inkling of his positioning.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's going to use it to sneak in. That smoke backfiring. The plant does go down. And Healthcare going to be sitting behind the B bomb. He's in a great spot. Healthcare peeks out, finds the head of Envy Taylor there.
So, it's been 3 in a row for Xavier, 2 for Mantis, and now 1 back to Xavier so far. Is this just Mantis not used to playing Clubhouse at, you know, at the international stage, or is it Xavier showing us what they're made of?
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think Mantis is exactly the most comfortable on Coastline, but they're obviously comfortable enough to let it go through to this stage. But Xavier just coming out strong, coming out really strong.
Yeah, I really don't think that Mantis played too much Consulate at all.
So
during the Coastline at all during the regular season.
Well, they didn't play any. So, you know,
this is not the full stats. I couldn't find all the information. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. So Coastline Coastline being played twice by Xavier throughout the season. If they are that dominant on Coastline that everyone is just banding against them, we're not going to see a large play pool on it.
Well, this
might be why.
It could also be more to do with how the pick and bans have gone for this event. Like I was informed that it has gone ban, pick, ban, decider rather than the usual 4 bans. Yep. and then the 3 maps picked.
So yeah, it certainly allows a more favoured map to go through.
Yes.
It only allows you to ban out a single problem map for your team. So whether you want to ban out a map that you're weak on or a map that your opponent is strong on, comes into the tactics of pick and ban. And that's something I really like. It's a change I really like.
Yeah, and we saw Xavier, they got their perma bans, which during the season, which was Oregon and Villa. They banned Oregon, and Mantis banned Villa for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think that cam landed where they wanted it to go. And he's going to find it outside. It's behind the wall, so it didn't land where he wanted it. I think he wanted it to land like on the wall itself.
Yeah, he's not going to get much information from that, and Healthcare is just going to take that one out.
But there is still one in the top corner there. And Hajame's, IQ is going to come out really strong with his electronic detector.
Well, where's the attack going to come through from in the end? Bomb site still in the bars area after failing it once. Mantis reckon they can hold it this time.
Yeah, trying to go for it a second time. I am strong with a retry. Like I do agree with it. I'm a big believer in the 2-and-move system. If you fail twice, move on, try something new. You don't really have that many rounds to play with. Just drop it and move on. So this being the second round, if it doesn't pay off for them, I fully expect them to move along.
Yeah, it's just interesting that we're not really seeing some kind of overarching strategy in how Mantis really want to hold this bomb site. I really feel like they've got a bunch of solo roamers once again. Yeah,
well they do. They swapped out the Jaeger for a Valkyrie, but essentially they have 4 roamers again. So Healthcare is going to find... There is one on the other side of the wall there. Sweet Black not revealing himself too much, but he could get wallbanged if he's not careful.
Yeah, definitely. And Lycolis is in a good position to help with that crossfire as well. I think he's aware of the position of Sweet Black and is trying to find him, but bullets are just missing. And we're finding Hajime as well, pushing on in.
Trying to put a couple of shots through the wall, doesn't find it. Envy Taylor's going to find Healthcare, though, as that Blackbeard is now taken off the board. That's not a fight he should have won. Producer Boom taking out Oni-chan as well, though. Ties it up 4-4. As Envy Taylor's now had to move down the blue stairs. Nilio's going to cover off him from the side, and they're going to keep their roam going together. Red Sun finds Hetty, though, and Mantis look like they could be falling apart here.
Yeah, well, Mantis are completely locked off the site back, the rotate back to the bomb site here. We do have Nilio and Envy Taylor to contest with 4 members of Xavier here. We're going to see Nilio peak and Lycolis will win that fight before Envy Taylor's going to find Hajime. He's going to down the Zofia but can't finish it off as Red Sun will find that kill. And that will be Xavier going to match point here on Coastline.
Correct me if I'm wrong, that was a lifeline kill.
Yeah, I believe actually it wasn't the Zofia that was killed. I'm not quite sure. It was too fast for me to see it, too blurry.
I think it was a gadget kill. However, Xavier looking very strong right now. They're on match point.
Yeah, this is not the Mantis we expected to see. The very dominant Korean side is looking down the barrel of defeat on this map.
Yeah, and it is Xavier's map, so they do have that to fall back on a little bit. It could just be that they're just not comfortable, and this is a result. No, this is a result of the map.
What is a Finker pick coming through? Is that going to be 6 picked off? You'd surely think it would be.
I think it would be as well. We've seen, I've had chats about a couple of players in the ANZ Pro League about Finker, and a lot of them really dislike her because they change recoil patterns.
Yeah.
So because so many of them, it's muscle memory, the recoil patterns. So when they do get a Finker, all of a sudden they're missing shots that they would otherwise normally land because their recoil pattern has changed and the muscle memory gets skewed up a little bit. So some people not exactly a big fan of Finker in that regard.
I'm just interested to see what they're going to do with her. That's what I'm holding out for here, of course. But once again, going back to the Blue Bar and Sunrise, 3rd time the charm, or is 3rd time to switch?
I think it's time to switch for them. They haven't looked strong on either defense onto this. Xavier has had the answers to attack this. At this point, when neither of your 2 defenses were close, why would you go for it a 3rd time?
I'm also wondering why they are sticking with the Alibi. There's not normally an operator we see much at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think Alibi should have definitely been swapped out to something with a stronger utility. I would like to see a Jaeger. Bandit, not really useful on this side, or really on this map outside of the penthouse. So maybe a Jaeger.
He's gone for the LMG as well, the absolute madman.
Yeah, at this point it looks like it's a bit of a meme loadout, isn't it, with the Russian LMG? But at least he had the secondary right.
Is this by Flea's books? Is it?
Well, according to Cthulhu, you know, the LMG is actually really amazing. So I'll take the word of a Russian. So
fair enough. As we are 1 minute into this round, once again we're seeing pretty much the exact same strategy from Mantis, solo roamers. This time they are on the other side of the map. I'm not sure if that's going to have too much impact really, as we really feel like it just wasn't working.
Yeah, and we're seeing some heavy roams here. The first Thinker boost comes out. Nothing's going to come with it. Sweet Black lands a headshot on Producer Boom, though. Like, Collis trades him straight out, and that's the Vigil taken off the board, but Thinker's also been removed.
Yeah, that was a good opening pick there by Sweet Black. An immediate trade there. You really feel like Sweet Black shouldn't have gotten that kill if we saw like Collis be a bit faster on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And Producer Boom's going to as well. You know, he should have been able to land that headshot off. I don't think he got an assist for it. I don't think he landed a single shot. But MV Taylor, ooh, from the side, that's a Blackbeard. Throws out the Pokeball, lands at nothing.
I don't think he was ready for Sweet Black to be there. But, you know, talk about ready, MV Taylor was not at all, as he's gone a piece on out of there. He doesn't want to hang around, as we're going to see Xavier take control of this top floor as Red Sun does find MV Taylor from the kitchen. This is the problem area for Mantis. They need to keep control of kitchen. Yep, Neilio finds like Collis though, so makes it a 3 versus 3. It's not looking as dire this time for Mantis as it was last time, but ooh, Healthcare gets taken to about half health. I believe he lost the shield in that engagement, but Neilio comes off worse for wear in the health. Yeah, that is not what you want to see peeking around the corner, although the Ella high rate of fire is a good operator to come up against the Blackbeard, but, you know, no one really is good to come up against the Blackbeard face on. That is true. Hedio's sitting in the corner. They know someone's out on that window. He's just going to be holding that angle. If they go to the side window of Sunrise, they could potentially get him out. 20 seconds as well to make this execute. Mantis have finally wound the clock down to at least a decent amount. 15 seconds now. Well, surely we're going to see a last-minute push. Yeah, well, we sort of have to here at this point. Hedy is in the corner, and Hajime has managed to make his way in. He is the one with the fuses, so the plant's going down. Red Sun's picked up Neilio in amongst all this, and from the sides, they have no idea the plant's going to go down, and there it is. Finally gets put down. Hedy finds Red Sun, though, as he pushed his way in a little bit too aggressive. Onichan finds Healthcare, all up to Hajime now. 1v2. Could Mantis find their miracle victory here that they've been looking for? Hajime getting aggressive. I don't think he should. I don't think this is the right choice, Monkey. He does have the information as the location. The operators, they're going to line up for it. He gets the double. Wow, what a clutch there from Hajime in the 1-on-2. They just made it too easy for him, however. They lined up as the pings were coming on out, and easy as pie for Xavier. 6-2 win. Wow. Yep, 6-2. That is a statement at your first international land to make.
Yeah, what a fantastic